What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and if you have anything you want me to review, new, old, album, EP, whatever, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and it'll be featured on an upcoming Request Wednesday. But for today's review, we're going to be checking out the new single Lost Boy by the band Whitechapel. The deathcore band from Tennessee is back with a new song off of their upcoming album titled Kin. It is their 8th studio album since 2006, so they basically release like an album almost every other year. They got a good amount of albums out, and their last album, The Valley, is highly acclaimed. It really pushed the band into a new sound of deathcore that they haven't really been in before. There's a lot more cleans in it. They slowed things down a little bit more in a couple songs, and guitarist Alex Wade said that their albums are kind of like chapters of their life, and The Valley kind of embraced the band's new sound that they were trying to go for. And Phil Bozeman said that through Kin, they thought of like kind of calling it like The Valley Part 2, but not really, because of the way the songs sound overall and its strong storytelling. It's kind of like a continuation of The Valley, and honestly, I'm here for it because The Valley was absolutely fantastic. Lost Boy comes in hot and heavy with some frantic drum and guitar work and very, very aggressive vocals. The production is crazy good. Like, everything comes in pretty clear, but it's not like overly compressed. I would say it's a little bit more polished over compared to some other deathcore songs that have been coming out more recently. But it's still very raw and very dark sounding and very much in your face. But I believe a lot of that has to do with the vocals, definitely the vocal performance, the way how it plays off of the guitar melody from the lead guitar and how it kind of matches up with the rhythm of the drums. It just makes it very aggressive, but it helps the flow of the song like a lot. The song continually evolves until it reaches a peak in the chorus, which is very open sounding, and it has an arpeggiated chord. I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm going to use it anyways. And the drums become a little bit more upbeat as well. Even the lyrics are pretty caring and gentle sounding, like they're reaching out to the listener, inviting help in a way. And honestly, this whole song is fairly encouraging, considering that a follow-up of The Valley and the fact that it's named Kin. I would assume that it has to do with Phil's life, where his adolescent life, it just wasn't really the best. He was abused and witnessed a lot of horrible things that we learned about in The Valley, which was very aggressive and angry and full of bitterness, and it was just a very dark sounding album. Even like a lot of the songs that were more about forgiveness in a way, they were still very dark sounding, but this is almost like a complete turnaround, which I enjoy quite a bit. And the bridge in Lost Boy is just pure beauty. It has a very gentle guitar part, a very sentimental, clean vocals and lyrics. It's got a good hook, I guess you would call it. And I've heard other people talking about this. I've seen it mentioned in like the comments in my New Music Friday video where I talked about the song a little bit. And people were saying that this part of the song is very Tool-esque. It sounds like it's heavily influenced by Tool. And I will say that yes, I could definitely hear it. The drum work, even the vocal tone and style, it sounds a lot like Maynard. But also, the first time I listened to this song, I didn't really have that in my mind. I was just listening to it just to listen to it. I wasn't reviewing it, just trying to get a feel for what this song was supposed to be about. And I didn't hear any of the Tool elements in there. So while I can hear it, at the same time, I don't feel like it's like very obvious, unless if you're just analyzing and dissecting everything, unless if I'm just completely oblivious, which is very possible as well too. So I feel like it doesn't really take away from the song, especially because this Tool section reminds me a lot of something that would be off of Lateralis instead of some of their newer work, which I'm a huge fan of, and it sounds so good. And it also transitions very nicely into a very emotional sounding guitar solo that's eventually joined in by some distorted vocals that just brings the passion out and goes into the outro. It just makes for a big old thing of extreme epicness. This is one of the best deathcore songs I've heard in quite a while. I just love how Whitechapel isn't afraid to explore new sounds and kind of get out of their comfort zone, but at the same time stick to their strengths. Like, they don't have crazy high clean vocals, they don't have a guitar that's super shreddy, and they basically stick to what they know, but they kind of dip their toe in the water here and there, and it helps them like be more confident when they do it at the same time. And while this isn't like super revolutionary sounding for deathcore or anything like that, I feel like this is definitely pushing the band further in the direction that the Valley was going in, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. And I wouldn't say this is like a pure deathcore song either. They're kind of going more into just straight up death metal sounding, and it's got a little bit more of a progressive thing to it. I'd say this is more like progressive death metal more than anything else. They also managed to scratch like every itch you could possibly have. I mean, there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of atmospheric parts, there's like a really chill bridge with a good drum beat to it and clean vocals. I mean, this basically has everything you could want in a deathcore song. Just the only thing is if you wanted something that's just aggressive all the way through, that balls to the wall, kind of like Shadow of Intent, or if you wanted something that's a little bit more laid back. I mean, I don't know. If you're going to be super nitpicky, if you're not a fan of Tool, maybe the bridge might absolutely suck. But for me personally, how I love Tool, and I love how it sounds like something that came off of Lateralis, which is like the greatest album Tool ever released. But it also doesn't sound like a knockoff. I mean, I can't think of how this song could really be that much better. So with all that said, I gotta give Lost Boy by Whitechapel a 4.5 out of 5. While I loved Lost Boy and I'm very much looking forward to the new album Kin, I will say it's going to be kind of hard for them to top the Valley just because it's such a strong, complete sounding album, even though it does kind of deserve a follow-up part 2 like the Kin sort of is in a way. But I'm also willing to say that Whitechapel coming out with the new album, it's probably going to be the best deathcore album of 2021. I'm willing to say that. But I want to know what you guys thought, so go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of Lost Boy and what you would rate it. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like, leave a comment below letting me know what I should review next. And if you want to help support me and my channel, and you just enjoy deathcore, metalcore reviews, and you don't want to miss out on any of my future stuff, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. It just helps me out and my channel more than you guys could ever imagine, and I appreciate it more than you guys could ever imagine. I'm getting very close to 500. I believe I'm at 491, somewhere around there, give or take, maybe higher by the time this video comes out. But I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time.